fitness and exercise is medicine. We are in the business of preventive medicine. Over time, the reason why people do fitness has changed. The main reason why people go to the gym is not even just fitness. First is community. Your body. God gave you that body the way it is. And if you have accumulated fat or whatever you've accumulated to the body to make it look a certain way, now that body can only go back to what it was to the degree that you are willing to push yourself to the point of correcting it to that point. There's what your body cannot become, no matter the exercise that you're using. So if you have a particular frame, a body frame, you are on an endomorph naturally, you're on the big side, and you are saying that this body frame, I don't want this one now, this is the one I want. And now you now say, I want to use this trainer must train me to the point of becoming a Gabriel Union. You are an arm robber, I'm sorry. Personal training is not cheap. It is the people that are in the space, that are the quacks that made it look cheap.
Hi guys, we're back again. So we took a bit of break, and I think it was important because we needed to, to walk the studio. As you can see behind me, we've done quite a bit of work. I'm actually quite proud of, I designed this myself. So it's one of those things I'm like, nice. So, and I like the way it came out. So we've basically, gone ahead to try to, make sure the production is better and all that. So yeah, you're going to be seeing us do this a lot more. So, but one of the things we try to focus on, especially since we, came back and we're planning the episodes, is in the area of fitness. If you're like me, I work out, 5-6 times a week, and I still play football. I've been playing football for quite a while, and I just try to keep my body active as much as possible. And one of the things you understand about fitness as you go into it deeper is that it has its own risk and opportunities. It's good for everybody, but is it really good for everybody? So you need to know what area of fitness you're looking into. And a lot of times it's easy to just go to the gym and say, okay, you know what? I'm a trainer. I just want to train you because I have big muscle. And that's happening a lot. So what I'm trying to do today is to try to bring in one of the foremost voices in fitness to try to understand how exactly should people train. What is it? What sort of mindset should you have when you train? What sort of, what's your diet like, everything. So yeah, with me here is Mayowa MayorFit. So, but I like the MayorFit. When I saw the name, I was like, okay. So, but yeah, Mayowa is his name, Mayowa Morgan, and he's actually, if you've been watching the Verve Life, they have this. I used to see you dance on this stage, but it's actually a good one because I feel to put that amount of people together in one place and try to drive them through, and the energy level and everything is not anywhere near what is normal.
It's something else. I wouldn't even lie.
No, but really, if people, so let me, I always like to put this through. If somebody came down and said, okay, you know what, what's MayorFit about? Is it MayorFit or MayorFit? What's your...
So thank you for having me, first of all.
No
right?
worries.
I mean, it was quite, like I said, off camera, I can't admit you. And, I realized that this man is a solid man, So it's MayorFit. It's not MayorFit. And I think it came when I was on campus,
Interesting.
I happened to study human kinetics.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I majored in exercise physiology in school, University.
I think you're one of the few people in the office that did anything close to that.
Oh my God, we are quite a number.
Really?
Yeah, we're quite a number. It's just that, the voices of those people is no more pronounced than the other guys. And what you have is, because these guys are more social media savvy, they know, the ins and outs of social media, how to attract people. There are certain laws that help people to be able to attract people on social media, say the right things, look the right way, People will just, that guy's a trainer. Let me just,
Let me.
and that happens a lot. I was talking to you, I was just before we started, I think it's a major problem in this space right now. People go to gym and just see a bunch of, guys that are looking all buffed up and all of that. And you go and meet them and say, please, can you train me? Not because the person is a professional in that space, not because the person is, you know that this person is a doctor. And I think it happens just because for our space. If you go to the hospital now and they tell you that you want to know who the doctor is, you want to know, there are certain things that you want to know about. You can't just go and get a heart surgery, open heart surgery from any other doctor. You want to know the track record of the doctor. So those are the things that I feel like the same principle you apply to going to get, treatment in the hospital. It's the same thing because we are in the business of preventive medicine. It's medicine. Fitness and exercise is medicine. It's just that is preventive medicine. So what we offer is, what the thing that will not make you go into the hospital. Do you get what I'm saying? So the same way you want to scrutinize the system, the hospital, you want to scrutinize, what is the room like? What's the ward like? What is, by the way, I happen to worked in the medical healthcare space for 6 to 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. Well, so you want to, so when you scrutinize the fact that you scrutinize those people, the same way you should scrutinize. So when you go into a gym, for instance, I think one of the first things you must do when you meet a trainer, the first question you want to ask the person is that, are you certified? Which institute certified you? What did you study? Do you understand? You don't just, for example, I didn't just stumble into fitness. I did certain things in my career that made me become a fitness trainer. And, and those are the questions. So you ask certain questions like, and don't get to train with somebody because somebody said. Do you understand? This person is a great trainer. No, the person is a great trainer. Maybe for you. He may not be a great trainer for me. Let me find out what exactly. What did this person study in school? Have you done anything? Because again, it may not necessarily be that you studied, anything that's with human kinds or fitness or whatever. You may study accounting and then eventually become a certified fitness trainer, by doing the right things. Have you done personal training course, which will include you doing anatomy, physiology to know the body? Because if you don't know the body, you can't prescribe the right thing, for the body, because exercise prescription is an art, it's a science, it's an art and science. Do you understand? So those are the questions that you want to first of all find out. If any gym has signed you a trainer, you want to find out what the qualification of that trainer is. And like I told you the other time, the system is not structured right now, but some structures are being put in place, like the likes of, fitness education, fitness schools in Nigeria now that we have. There's IREP. IREP is Institute of Exercise Professionals, and they train people to become fitness and wellness coaches. So you will do like anatomy, you will do physiology, you will do principle of the body, you will do everything, how to do fat loss, how to do, how to train somebody to lose fat, how to train somebody to gain muscles. Those are different, things that are in fitness, that you will learn in that school, and you will get certified for it. And the school is actually accredited by EREPS, European Union, and all of that, so those are some of the questions you want to find out. And I feel like because we are also looking for cheap things. Somebody come and see, personal training is not cheap. It is the people that are in the space, that are the quacks that made it look cheap. Listen, I paid money to study these things, right? I did even after finishing school, I still did certifications, right? And I update myself every every now and then. I'm doing one course or the other. I'm doing an update course. I'm doing something just going on that I'm doing. And this will help me to prepare because things are changing too. Science is changing. The way you lift 10 kg today is not necessarily how we lifted it back in the day.
True.
Right? So there's a lot of science to how we're lifting now. There's a lot of, understanding into the body now that, okay, there are 3 body types, the way an ectomorph, let me just break that down. We have 3 body types. There is ectomorph, there is mesomorph, and there is endomorph. I'll explain what they are. Ectomorphs are the lean body. Yeah, they're just naturally lean, right? Their genetics shows that they are actually very lean.
They can eat 29
and
29
those people
and nothing will
I fall into that category, by the way, and I always say I'm blessed, really. So they are lean and all of that, but there is also mesomorph. Mesomorph are the naturally muscular guys, and then there's endomorph. Endomorphs are the chubby ones, the round-bodied ones and all that. Now, what I will eat that will cause problem, that will be bloated or that will start, adding weight and all of that, if I eat that, an endomorph cannot try to do that. An ectomorph, the same way, how I train an endomorph is different from how I would train a mesomorph and an ectomorph. So when you meet a trainer and a trainer is just telling you, do this, without doing, body composition test, even fit test to see how fit is this person. Has this person even worked out before? Those are the things that you want to look out for. And I can tell you for free, not many of them can speak the lingo. I can tell you, they can look the part look at the fitness trainer, but once you carry them where they don't know, I'm telling you, just carry them and say, so what are the tests that you would advise that I do before I start doing this training? Because also, like, part of fitness education is that you also want to, when somebody comes to me as a trainer, I want to find out why the person even came to me. Because sometimes somebody may have referred the person. Sometimes a doctor may have referred the person. So if a doctor referred the person to go to the gym, you want to scrutinize why the doctor said go to the gym. Is this person hypertensive? Is that the reason why? Is this person prone to diabetes? Do they have diabetes in their family? Or is the person already diabetic? Because those are the things that would help you to be able to structure the programs and the workout properly. Because you can't somebody cannot just walk up into the gym and tell them go to the treadmill. Person start running, drops dead. Do you understand? That's when you now start to find out, I just said the person to go to the treadmill. No, you killed the person because you just told the person to go to the treadmill without scrutinizing why or finding out what exactly the reason. I got a client recently and she's not in the country, she's abroad. And I think she was shocked. And it's very painful. Maybe by now I've not become a billionaire because it's very painful how that many of those people fall into the wrong hands on social media. And how social media is now. Anybody, anytime the canary can just be.
It's the world we live in. It's free market.
Exactly. So when she said somebody referred to me that speak to this guy. And sometimes somebody can come to me and say, want to train. And I realize that personal training is not even your problem. Because you just want to collect money. It's not even your problem. I think you should join this group class first as a motivation to now say, or I think you should start boxing. I think you should start playing sport. Because sometimes the person has tried workout before, but the person got bored, or the person got injured, or the person ran away from fitness training because the person felt like, felt intimidated. You want to bring something that they would love, that will make them stay in that community. Then, as a result of staying in the community, you want to show them other things. So, long story short, the lady reached out to me, and I sent her a form to fill. When she looked at the form, about 50 questions, she was like, "I'm not even in our hospital. I'm not even going to. It's not hospital now." I said, "I'm sorry. I said you have to fill the form." I said, "I know you are out there and I'm here, and maybe and she's not even Nigerian, she's not even African, she is American." So the fact that I gave her that form, she was like, if my trainers in this place, that's in the trainers that they referred me to in America, they didn't give me the type of form to fill. Those forms, went into the detail of Is anybody in your family, have anybody ever worked out before? Is anybody genetically, do you have any genetic issues? Do you has anybody ever had cancer? Have you ever had diabetes? Anybody hypertensive? Stuff like that. Not, you know, we went into details to find out, you know, have you worked out before? If you have never worked out before, these are the, you know, I went into details like getting your body mass, getting your weight, getting your this, getting your height, you know, just basically. And I went to, and the reason why I went into that, and I made her sign a form to say, I said this because when the only reason why you can be protected, you know, is that the person had told you that they don't have these things. If you don't have these things, then it's not my training that caused this problem. You know what I'm trying to say? So some of those details are important, and like I said, it's part of the fact that we don't have enough structure. You know, nobody can seize anybody's license in America or in Nigeria. Yeah, if a doctor messes up, at least to a large extent, they can seize the person's license. Well, who can seize the fitness trainer's license? Nobody. There's no regulation to seize a fitness trainer's license if the person does the wrong thing or the person is not a fitness trainer. There's no regulation that restricts people that are not fitness trainers from participating in anything that has to do with training other people. None. So it is now we are structuring all of those things, but you know, because of this, you know, a structure comes into place that education comes to. If there's enough education, then we can put those regulations, and then even clients will now be more aware to say, okay, I'm here now. I want to train with you. Okay, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Because the client is even educated enough
to give you, to request for that.
Exactly.
But what then happens? Because I just want to spend a bit of time there. I have loads of questions from what you did. So, if you put the regulations in place now, does it still stop people from saying that guy is big? Let me go and meet him anyways. I just want him to train me.
Well, like I said, you know, when there's exposure, education, enough education in a space, you become a victim because you don't know. Right? You become a victim because you don't know. So by virtue of knowing that, okay, when I come into this space, you know, the same way they say that how you can clear a dirty water system is to first drain out the water, dirty water, and pour good water inside it, right? Now, the same way, how we will fish out these people is this: if the regulations are there and we keep feeding, before the regulation, we need to educate the masses, educate the people that call themselves trainers, and even give them an opportunity to certify themselves. A lot of guys are doing it now. Like, for example, and stakeholders like me, I'll say I'm a stakeholder in this space now. I can proudly say that by the grace of God that I'm a stakeholder now. I have a couple of people that can say, oh, we're looking up to Mayor to an extent, right? So some of these people, I walk up to them and I'm like, why don't you get certified? You know? And if more like us can tell these people to say, go to IREP, go to this one, take this course and just read and just, you know, try to understand what you're doing, you know, and the more you have that, right, then once that is saturated, once education is once the education is enough in the system, then we can now say, okay, we get some people to sponsor a bill. You know, if they sponsor a bill, because the same way people sponsor those bills to say any hospital that is not accredited as a result of this, or I don't have this, should be closed down. Those same people can sponsor those bills. Because guess what? Those guys have injured more people than they've helped in the gym. I mean, you said it yourself. You go for the say, I'm not going to. The reason why you say you're not going to is because if you had somebody like me in that space and you see what I've done to my clients, you know, another thing is that we don't look out for examples. And you know, Africans, Nigerians are naturally proud people.
Definitely.
We are very proud. So
all of us.
Yeah, all of us are very proud.
Even the most humble of us.
Yeah, it's proud. So when you ask, you want to see examples. What are these persons done before? What are your fruits? Let me see your fruits. Do you get? I go to places, right? And people stop me and say, oh, we saw what you've done with Banke Mishida Lawa. She's such an amazing inspiration. By the way, that one of my clients. Her name is
I know Bank. I used to. I interviewed her way back.
Oh wow!
I used to be in the wedding planning industry. I was
Wow!
editor of Wedding Planner magazine for a while, and
Are you serious?
I went to her office back then in off. It was around that that if you are coming from mainland to into Ikoi, that road somewhere off Parkview.
Oh
Something
wow!
like that.
Oh wow!
And I had to, and she, she used to be very big. She used to
Very big.
she used to work with. She was very known back then. Her makeup was insane. Like
Yeah, she's
she
still
did
known.
some of the photo shoots that I did back then.
Oh wow! Amazing stuff.
I used to have quite a bit of experience there.
Amazing.
So, and
stuff.
I know how she used to.
Yeah, I mean,
So I know her very well. At least not know her like.
I get you.
But I know her person.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, I walk into places and people stop me and say, I went to one church recently. They asked me. I went to go and do. Because the pastor knows me. And I do first time by force. So I got up. I did first time. Now, when I did first time, people were messaging me on my. Yeah, no church. Now, when I went to do the first time, I just said, one of the ladies there told me, market trainer, amazing stuff. You have done a lot of. So you don't. So the thing is, what are your fruit? They don't see your fruit. If you check it very well, those people don't have fruit.
Okay, so now so I think the key thing is, so what then do you really call? Because for me, two things I've realized, and it's a simple test we did back then. So when I used to be, even in my normal frame, I could do almost like a 5-minute plank.
Wow, amazing.
So my people used to tell me my core strength was way higher than
regular people.
And even fit.
You're never fitness trainer here.
So I'm like, so what really is a fit person? What because in that sort of case now, me, I could, if I'm playing football, I could be running for the next 2 hours. I don't mind. I see people that are better players than me saying, I'm tired, I want to go out. But I'm like, so what really do we call a fit person? Human being? Is it the muscle? Is it the what is fitness? I don't know if that makes any sense.
I get you.
I just feel a lot of times the aesthetics of the body sometimes tend to compensate for, he's a very fit guy. And then they say, the guy is fit, but he had this disease. But he's fit, but he just did this. But how do you really qualify people to say, maybe this might be, you worked in the medical space, and I think you would have seen people come up and like say, this is not feeling good.
Yeah.
What's a fit person?
Okay, this is it, right? And there's the textbook definition of that, but I'm not going to go into that, right?
Please don't. I don't like that.
Yeah, so and I think the definition, it was even defined by World Health Organization, and it makes sense. It makes sense, but then I'm just going to distill it to say, fitness, a fit person is someone who is able to do different type of exercise and different fitness activity, right? And then this person is without the absence of, any form of disease. I'll explain what that means.
So he's able to do different exercises.
Different exercises, with under good breath. Do you understand what I'm saying? Under, you are still in good condition by doing that. You're not gassing out and all of that, right? And now by doing all of those things, right, that affects your life in such a way that you are without any form of disease.
Okay. That means half the people I know that have muscle are not fit.
Now I'll explain to you because you see, I'll tell you that I'm incredibly fit, right? And it's not because of look at my body now. I don't even look like I have muscle. You probably are more muscular than I.
Trust me, I'm not. I can tell you free of that.
But let me break it down to you, right? So I always say that there's a difference between strength and fitness.
I agree. That one I agree 100%.
Right. Now you can be strong because you lift heavy things, and you're able to lift all of that. But if I put you on the treadmill and put the speed on speed, then you are dying, right? You are literally like gassing out, And what is most important, I always tell people, two things in the fitness world is not just your strength level, your cardio level,
I agree.
and then your muscles. Because why? Your cardiovascular health will sustain your heart, will sustain your breathing for you to be able to not have cardiovascular disease, which is what is most prevalent now. While your muscles will sustain your aging. You know, as people grow older, they start to have joint issues and stuff. Now, when you have built enough muscles around the joints, around, the places that usually would give way as you go along, your core, what give room for people that have bent backs, they are not able to stand straight anymore. Now they want to start using wheelchair. What give room for those things is the fact that the muscles are not strong. Those muscles were not trained when they were younger, right? And as a result of that, they start to have knee issues, or and then if you don't do enough cardio and enough maybe strength training, you can become big so much that your muscles are it's too heavy for your legs. You know what I'm saying? So they call that thing realistic fracture in kids, in children. They have the weight over the weight on the upper body is bigger than what's on the lower body, and as a result, they're sitting down in the wheelchair. They can't stand, they can't do anything. They have to be assisted. So basically, right, what I would say is that I think everybody should understand that your heart function is very important. You see, and what helps that heart function, what helps you to be able to stay, alive for that long with your heart functioning properly, is cardiovascular workout. And then what sustains you as you grow older, strength training and muscle training.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it. So a fit person would be somebody
The
great
combination of
cardiovascular health,
yes, great
strength.
Great strength.
Maybe not so, because I ran into this theory earlier, which is what really has helped me a lot. Is the strength cardio training. Is more like, because for me, cardio was forming a lot of my
the workout.
At a point, it was so much strength. Like I was lifting
heavy,
really heavy, and along the line, I felt like I was becoming the body I didn't want to become. Because it was just like, I would just look one day, there is, I'm like, no, this is not the one I want. So someone introduced me to strength cardio, and it's really been amazing for me. Literally, I go on programs like 60 cores for 60 days,
nice,
every morning, things like that. But they're not heavy weights. If you just be 10 kg, I'm just going to go boom, 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 60, and I drop it. And those sort of things really changed my own workout. So like, I could go 20 squats, 20 days, those stuffs like that. But it's just going to be 10, and I'm just going to go 20, and then I keep going. So stuff like that. But what I'm trying to, because I just want to make it layman thing. Fit person, you must have cardiovascular strength, cardiovascular health, which means you must be running or walking, doing something that just makes you move.
Yes.
More or less.
Yes.
And at the same time, you must have a lifting capacity, which means as a human being, every day you need to lift something.
Exactly.
Because the big problem is that fitness to a lot of us, if you ask anybody here now, what's fitness? I'm going to the gym tomorrow. You will see if I went to the gym today. It's the phone she lifted. Bye-bye. It's all. And then I see that a lot. And I'm not new to I go to the gym and I see ladies that are trying to lose weight. First day in the gym, somebody says, do deadlift.
Why?
And I'm like,
why?
Okay.
That won't happen. For what? For what is she? What was it for?
The day I saw that, I almost passed that. I'm like, okay. So when she lifts that, what's it going to do?
Okay, wait, why? For what now?
So that her back can be stronger or
what?
So, things like that. So I'm like, so I think it's quite important that people understand those two metrics.
Yes.
One, cardio health is important. And at the same time, your strength is good.
Yeah, strength is important.
I see there was this thing where they said the world's strongest man, this guy that has a lot of muscle, was supposed to fight a UFC fighter. And Joe Rogan was like, there is no way that guy is going to be the UFC fighter.
It's not possible.
And he was like, why? I said, Because this guy, if they run around the ring,
He's already gassed out now.
5 minutes, the
He's
guy is
already
like,
gassed
I'm tired.
Guys, just make sure you just start running around.
Then after 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
let the strength come and punch everything
yeah.
now. They did it. That guy was fainting after 5 minutes.
Exactly.
And they just went and put their hand on. So,
Exactly.
And so that's why a lot of big people are beginning to get into that habit of cardio is important. So people now carry weight, walk around, and stuff like that.
Yeah, for that. Now, it was along the lines, people realized that, okay,
and they fine now.
I'm working out too, and this thing is looking nice in my body. What's going on? What's happening here? Okay, maybe we can actually use this too, and then the advent of models, broad-chested, wide-chested. In fact, for ladies, people use slim ladies for models back in the day. Now they are using all sizes. Right? So I said that to say this, right? And I wanted to set that foundation so that you understand where I'm going to. I said that to say this, right? Over time, the reason why people do fitness has changed. In fact, studies actually shows that the main reason why people go to the gym is not even just fitness. First is community.
Okay.
Is community. In fact, the fitness reason why people go to the gym is actually number 4 in the priorities of why people go to the gym.
Number 4. I better count the first.
The first one, I will try and check it again. But I know that first one is what? Community. Second one is networking. Third one is, I know it's not fitness. Third one is, I've forgotten the third one. I'll remember. When I remember, I'll tell you. But the last one, the fourth one, there are 5 of them. The fourth one, I think the fourth or the third one is fitness. It's not even the primary reason why people go to the gym.
Interesting.
Yes. It's not the primary reason. Now, people now go to the gym for different reasons, right? And I can tell you for free that I mentioned something where I said we have 3 different body types. Ectomorph, ectomorph. Now, there's what your body cannot become, no matter the exercise that you do. There's a frame you have in your body, which was given to you not just by you, by your great-grandpa. There's a frame you cannot have. I'll give you an example. In my family, I'm telling you now, there's nobody in my family that have pot belly. None. My father doesn't have it. My great-grandpa doesn't have it. My grandpa doesn't have all of this picture. They don't have it. Now, in my mother's side, right, they have big legs in my mother's side. Big legs. People say, maybe you have toned legs. Yes, I train my legs to be big, but there is also a frame. It was there. Genetics prescribed it. Which leads me to let you also, there's also an education side of things where actually genetics can also determine your body frame. How your body, In fact, the disease that some people have in their family, genetics can prescribe why those people are having those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, for example, somebody have cancer in your family, there's likelihood that somebody else is going to have it. Maybe their kids or their grandchildren would have it, right? The same way with the body. So, if you think about it very clearly, right? People go to the gym, or people do this fitness thing now for different, like I said, for different reasons. So, if you have a particular frame, a body frame, and you are saying that this body frame, I don't want this one now. This is the one I want. You are on an endomorph naturally. You're on the big side. You're even in your lineage, you're on the big side. And now you now say, I want to use this trainer must train me to the point of becoming a Gabriel Union. You're an arm robber, I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's why the surgery becomes necessary.
Which is why people go and do those things. Now, and I beg to differ, right? I will say that not everybody, because there's a stereotype to say that it's everybody go and do this surgery thing because they have some form of body image issues. No, it's not everybody.
I don't think it's everybody.
It's not everybody. And I don't have a problem with anybody doing their body. I say it on camera.
I don't.
I am a fitness trainer. Everybody knows me. I don't have a problem with anybody doing whatever they want to do. but make sure you subject whatever you do to what truly matters. Because your aesthetics is good. You're good looking, people like your body and all of that. But sustainability is very important. You can't sustain that body with surgery. You can't sustain the body with fitness. You get me? So yeah, I don't have a problem. So people do these things. Like I said, you can achieve anything you want to achieve in the fitness space. It just depends on the road you want to walk. Are you going to walk the road with your trainer to achieve what your body can achieve, not what you want to achieve? Well, part of the study that I did in school when I was in uni, there's something called adaptive fitness and corrective fitness. Now, there are postural defects that we all have. You know, there are people that when they sit down, they're like this. That thing, it wasn't now. It's not now that thing started. It started a long time ago. And as a result of that, when they stand, they are always slouching or they are like, one bent in a certain way. Now, those things can be corrected with certain type of exercises. With the advent of mobility workouts, different things that people can do now to help you correct postural defects and all of those things, right? There's that. Now, there's adaptive fitness. Now, adaptive fitness suggests that you cannot get that body to become so there are certain things that you can correct. You can correct certain frames. You can correct you can correct the frame of a particular person's body, how the person is arranging themselves, or whatever. You can correct it with exercise and all of that. But then, you cannot correct certain things to the maximum, like, this is now 100%. No. That's where adaptive fitness comes in. You correct the person to the point you can correct the person to. Then the person have to now adapt. So I give a typical example so that I'm not speaking grammar. Now, somebody usually stand in a certain way, right? And as a result, their hip, right, is structured in a certain way. So this place is called the pelvic girdle, right? There's a place called the pelvic girdle near the.
You can remove the table and you show us.
Yeah, I can show you, but let me just explain. So there's this side of the body called the pelvic girdle, right? Everybody does have the pelvic girdle. Now, most of us, when we stand, our legs are always pointing out like this. If you notice, everybody, most people, let me not say everybody, because I'll be stereotyping. Most people stand and their legs are pointing out like this. Now, ideally, how you should stand is your leg pointing forward. Because, you see that thing? It's from your spine. That thing is happening. It's from your spine and also your girdles, how you stand, right? But when you stand straight like this, you see that you start to feel discomfort. It's because ideally that's how it's supposed to be. But because you're always standing like this, you did not know that, Now, you can start to correct that thing. For someone to be standing like this. And you will notice that even after a while, you're not slouching anymore. You sit up straight. Now, you can correct that. That can be corrected if the person does it, religiously and consistently. Correct it. But there are certain things like maybe the way you used to sit down before. Every time you sit down, you are like this. You're always like this. Pressing your computer, you're always like this. After a while, right? When you stand, this is how you stand and you're bent. You're bent. You understand what I'm saying? Now that you can correct it to a certain level, but you can't correct it completely. That's why you notice that certain people, they grow older and they cannot correct that thing straight anymore. So we have to now be adapting. The person will be adapting. The person will have to remind themselves that let me see straight. They'll tell you even get pillows that can help you. You understand? So basically, what I'm saying that I said all of that to basically say that your body, God gave you that body the way it is, and if you have accumulated fat or whatever you've accumulated to the body to make it look a certain way, now that body can only go back to what it was to the degree that you are willing to push yourself to the point of correcting it to that point. Now, why some people can never get back to where they were or where they started from again is because after a while they get bored, after a while they can't get back to that place. When I start to happen, I say, okay, let's just maintain. We've gotten to this point. So you started at 60. You are now 100 kg. okay, now we have been able to get you to 75. But because you can't go back to 60 anymore, we now maintain for you. Now, some people now go to the extent of, I want to use something to do it, which is where all these drugs, because I don't want to mention their name, all these drugs now start to happen. They start to take some certain pills to say, because they are basically appetite suppressants. It stop you from eating and all of that. They start to emaciate and reduce.
So before you're saying that people can just see. I think at the end of the day, two things for me that I'm taking from this is one, you have a frame as a human being.
A frame.
No matter what you do, that frame will remain constant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to change that frame, you might need surgery to get it.
Exactly.
Now, two is fitness is not necessarily aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
But over time,
it becomes aesthetically
pleasing because you're like, oh, things are toning up, everything is there, life is good. Because the same weight that the guy that has good frame had is the same guy, the guy that had a bench, a higher shoulder on one side, lower shoulder on the other side, is the same weight they carried.
Yes.
So I think that those are the two things for me. It's like, it's not necessarily aesthetic, and it's basically, you have a frame, and sometimes you might not be able to get that frame with no matter any other frame, no matter what exercise you do.
No matter what you do.
Okay, because for me, for example, I think my own is like, I think you become, your body changes when you cross. When you cross it.
I didn't speak to, let me just speak to that. I'm sorry, let me just speak to that. Your body changes when you get a certain age. For a lot of people, for different people, medically, they say from like 40, right? For some people, they say from 25. Some people, they say from 30. But this is what that's different school of thought. But this is what your body changes averagely between that age 35. And I will tell you why I said that. Because once you clock 30, something starts to tell you that slow down. People start to slow down. They say, I mean, there's even a, what are they called? There's even a, would I say the myth now, or a thing around, you want to pick something on the floor, you're 30. Your back is paining you now. Or when you clock 30, you say, is your back paining you now? Oh, no, that's the sign that you're 30. Things like that. Now, your body changes. Your metabolism also changes.
Mm-hmm.
How you break down carbohydrates when you are 25 is not the same, is not how you break it down when you're 40.
I agree.
Which is why they say, increase your protein intake at a certain from like 40, right? And that's even the time that a lot of men and even women are susceptible to, autoimmune diseases, non-communicable diseases like the likes of prostate cancer. They say, go and do your prostate check, go and do all of these tests and all of that so that you're sure that you are fine, you're in good condition. That's where people start to have those issues, right? And also, there's also degradation of muscles. At certain age, the muscles start to like, you understand? Exactly. Your joint has started to ask you questions. Guys, stop running too much. What's happening? Why are you bending like that? I saw a client who thought that it was still strong.
Trust me, everybody think they are still strong until one day.
It was at the airport. And I've always wondered about that thing, carrying heavy things. This man was like 55 or 56 that time. And I think he said he picked something on the floor. He was trying to pick his bag. They are trying to help you carry it. Allow them carry. He just picked his bag. As he picked his bag just snapped. Bah! As bag snapped, he was still feeling okay. Till he got back to London. Couldn't stand up again. Paralyzed.
Wow.
One side of his body gone. I mean, by the help of God and by small research that I was able to do and all of that. I mean, doctors helped him, everything. No, that thing happened when he was coming to Nigeria. He came to Nigeria. So once everybody was paralyzed, I was calling him, couldn't pick. Nobody was speaking my cause. What was going on? So, and you always need code to enter where he was staying. And long story cut short, by the time they rushed him to the hospital, everything, he was, once I had gone, couldn't raise his hand up like this. He could not raise his hand up like this. Like, what am I even saying? He could not raise his hand up like more than this. So this place would just come like pop up once like this. So I started to rehabilitate him. And again, listen, if you have a trainer who does not know anything, you are in trouble. I'm telling you are in serious trouble. Your trainer is as important as your doctor. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's as important. People don't know how important. And fitness trainers also that will be watching this, like, you don't know how important you are to us, to this society. Nigeria is in a serious mess. The amount of doctors that have left this country now. One day, I'm not going to even spare the wardrobe and spoil the child now. I will spoil the two of them. When I was working in the medical healthcare space, I went to one hospital in Nigeria, Southwest, OAUTH, right? Let me just say it. OAUTH, University of OAU, Obafemi University Teaching Hospital. In the cardiology unit, cardiology means heart. The cardiology unit, there's only one doctor, one surgeon on duty for 2 weeks. One.
Where are they on that?
They've left the country. How many do you have? We don't have any. At that time, there was only one. That day, it dawned on me how important fitness trainers are. Because listen, the entire facility and you have patients waiting. There was only one doctor. Now, it's a brain drain. We have not seen anything. They've left. Now, you now have patients waiting for a fatigued doctor.
And one treatment of the heart takes at least.
Do you know how long that will take?
4 hours to even.
You get to even treat one or to even examine one. So we are in a season for such a time as this, like fitness trainers and wellness coaches that know what they are doing. Like, get educated. Prevent your customers from going to go and see it. I'm not saying give doctors work, but I'm saying that even help the doctors to because our work even complement what the doctors are doing. Because before you get to the point where the doctor will have to now, start to be opening your heart and everything, make the work even easy for the doctor. Let the walls of your heart be strong enough to be able to even withstand the trauma that the doctor will open your heart. Let's even say you even want to have surgery. That, okay, this case is too bad. So basically, right, what I'm saying is, fitness trainers are very important, and your body, your at a certain age, you don't need every type of training anymore. You also need you need to know your body at that age. You need to understand that, okay, at this age, this is what I need. Maybe I don't need too much of this. Maybe I don't need too much of this. And that comes with education. Your trainer is very important. And then also, you also do your research by yourself. The same way you research a doctor, the same way you research a trainer. You should research a fitness facility and scrutinize your age. Oh, what is good for my age at this time? Okay, I should not be taking certain things at this time anymore. Should I not be taking alcohol again? I'm not saying nobody should take alcohol. I'm just saying, tell your body, know that I shouldn't be excessively doing certain things anymore. I should be sleeping early. I should sleep early and, get enough rest. Telling you to sleep 7 hours a week, I know it may be difficult a day. I know it may be difficult, but it's not a myth. It is true.
But, on that point, see, for me, in the past, I think I've never used an alarm clock in 12 years. Honestly.
Incredible.
When I sleep, when I wake.
But you wake.
If the world has ended, I say,
Well, okay.
Alpha. If the world
is still okay, we are fine.
If they say I've missed 39 calls, okay, what is wrong?
Is there any problem?
Though there might be days where somebody needs to, maybe that's why I hate early morning flights. I never, because I sleep super late. Most times I go to bed 2, 3 a.m.
Because you're constantly creating and stuff.
And I'm like, but when I go to that bed, my phone is away, everything is away, I just sleep. When I wake up, what is next? So, because just for me, because I feel your body, I put my body through a lot that I cannot afford to tell it how to rest. That's my own. I just need to say, this is your own time.
Yeah, sleep.
Enjoy yourself. Because when I take over,
I'm gone.
You are going to work. So when you take over, feel free.
Yeah.
So I don't even bother. I just put the blanket over my body.
Yeah.
The rest of the worry will continue.
Exactly.
Because
I get you.
So in terms of rest, I think that's one thing that I feel people have underestimated a lot.
Yeah.
And I think because I see young people tell me, okay, if you know, I always say, if you know you need to wake up at 7, just walk it back and say 7, I need to be in bed 12:1.
Yeah.
I need to wake up at 6. You need to be in bed 11.
Exactly.
Just keep going backward like that. And that's my own way. If I need to say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to, I have a meeting at 9 o'clock. You will see me, I'll just stay in my bed. Boom. Oh yeah. Once it's 1 o'clock, I start closing down. Oh yeah. If I know that there is nothing, I can sleep at 5.
Exactly.
I can literally just go deep. But the key thing that I found to be extremely important is how people are beginning to, tweak different things. I don't want to say for short-term gain. It's like, so take for example, people say, everybody talk about intermittent fasting. People go, there was a time somebody introduced me to juice fasting. The guy said, okay, take juice, give me like 12 juice bottles. And said, you take one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the night. If I by 12 o'clock, I don't drink 9. They give me 3 days supply. I don't finish 9.
Everything on go.
I called the guy, this juice fasting, I'm just over
Drinking it.
Like, this one cannot work. Because for me, I realized that what works for me might not work for other people.
Exactly.
Imagine now, you just describe 3 body types for me.
Yeah.
Somebody will now go and do a video, how to lose belly fat in 30 days. And me, I'm always like, okay. Oh yeah, go and lose it now.
I want to do when you are not even.
You don't chop cassava for 30 years. You don't want to remove it.
Solidify.
You want to remove it in 30 days.
Solidify. You want it done. So you get. In fact, as a matter of fact, you know that. Let me just say this. Now that you brought that juice, man. I don't have any problem with anybody drinking juice, so that juice companies don't come for me. I'm open for business. You guys can call me for partnership. I will do it. I drink juice, by the way. But I don't even think that fruits were meant to be blended.
I agree.
Because if they were meant to be blended, that's so God for creator. And I'll explain what I mean.
True, we are bringing out liquid.
So how far I'm banana for you now? You get? I think that because, and then if you also understand the digestive system of the body, you will know that digestion starts from the mouth. Which means that you have to break down everything you eat, which is why recently I've started to, I'm afraid of swallow. Love swallow, don't get me wrong. I'm afraid of swallow.
Yeah,
because you stopped.
Not like I stopped totally, but my swallows are very reduced.
So I think I was just thinking about it, that because digestion is supposed to start from this is pituitary gland. There are enzymes in the mouth that help to break down the food.
And we will just carry the whole circle
before it gets to inside. I mean, there are a bunch of enzymes that help you to break down further before it now gets absorbed by your bloodstream into your intestine and all that, whatever. Now, we start by putting the drink. Just drink the something and it goes. You drink, you carry, swallow, you eat it.
And if it's a blender, don't do the
you understand?
First level.
No. You understand? So I feel like me personally, it's just a recent discovery for me. I wouldn't say people should not drink their juice. Yeah, you love to drink juice, obviously, because it's cold or you like it, all of that, your smoothies and like. But I personally believe recently that fruits are meant to be eaten. Because, for example, there is also like the roughage inside the fruit itself.
I've read the research
that helps you to, break down the food further. Fiber that is inside the food that helps you to break down the food further. So I feel like people should eat fruit rather than drink juice. This is not an attack against any juice company, but this is the fact. I believe that people should actually eat the fruit because digestion starts from the mouth. If digestion starts from the mouth, then everything should be chewed.
That day, I finished. If I was of night, I didn't have 3 days supply.
You'll be bloated now.
I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I stopped eating one. Because for me, it just felt, I feel there are a lot of things that work for different people
Yes.
that they've generalized in the name of I'm a trainer. I know this
Yes.
is what you should do.
Yes.
A lot of people are doing the same thing, not having results. But at least, as you said, training and certification of these trainers is extremely important.
Extremely.
At the same time, you basically knowing, okay, this is what and I think it comes with the client having a goal, right?
Yeah.
I want to be this sort of person. I want to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to a trainer that understand, oh, this is you and you are going here. Sometimes people just go to a gym to like, what's your goal? I just want to lose weight. And the man, but I don't know how that goal translated to carrying deadlift. I think that one, I still found it very amazing.
Oh my God.
And I've seen it a lot.
Oh my goodness. Like, it's just very funny how this thing happens. When you think about it, you'll be like, why is deadlift the first thing? Doing first to go and do? Why?
They want
There's no even
that's
rationale. No rationale behind that.
First day, they finish a tour. I'm like,
Okay, carry on.
deadlift bow.
I got killed out of when.
The next thing I want to talk about is basically now around, because with great everywhere me and you see great reward. I always say there's a great risk somewhere.
Yeah.
So what do you think are the risks that comes with being fit? Because I've seen quite a bit of life-changing injuries at the gym. I've seen people go for runs, hurt their knee, that they never come back to normal. I've seen a bit. A lot of times you even have situations where they just tell you can't lift again. You literally cannot. If you go near anything metal like this, God help you.
Yeah.
But what are the risks and how do you prevent those things?
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to be very practical. First of all, right, like you said, there are risks. Great reward comes with some level of risk too. So first of all, the first thing that you should do your test. Very important. Before getting into any fitness thing or whatsoever, do your test. I was mentioning to you that right now people say you can't get all of those tests done in Nigeria because you don't know. There are places in Nigeria now you can do. Now this is not to really market anything, but it's actually just to provide information for people. There are places. By the way, that's something I'm starting very soon. We'll talk about it. You have to help me with some of this. There are places in Nigeria now that you can actually get tested. Before you get into fitness training, before you do anything that has to do with fitness, there are outpatient hospitals.
Okay.
There are inpatient and there are outpatient hospitals. Outpatient basically means you can't sleep over. There's nothing like they don't have any bed. They don't have any bed for you. You get treated, you go. So you can do like a full body test. When I mean full body test, not just weight and not just checking your weight and your height and then calculating your BMI. No, they're talking, your heart condition, doing proper ECG to check what your heart is like right now, to check, the state of your liver, everything. Like they will do all the body composition tests, before you get into training. That is very important. I think that's a place that everybody that's going to get into training should start from. Not just seeing something online and wanting to be a part of it, or not seeing maybe one of my clients that I've trained online and wanted to do. I would refer you to go to the hospital to go and test yourself. If not, you will still feel those forms that I'm fit to train, and your doctor can tell you that you're fit to train. Very important. That's good. That's the first thing.
Okay, so this test is to tell you you're fit to train.
You're fit to train.
Okay.
You can go into the hospital to train. You can go into the gym to go and train. Right?
Interesting.
Very important. It's actually very important. It's just that it doesn't happen all the time. Clients walk up to me. I mean, I've been a victim of that. I mean, not a victim, but I've been in a situation I've been in that situation before where clients come to me and like, you want to train? And have you trained before? No. Have you trained before? No. I'm like, okay, let's do fit test. There are fit tests that you can basically do to check if this person can even withstand certain amount of workout, right? And that will come after the service. You come and see me after the service. I'll explain that to you. But basically, there are certain things that you should do, before you test that you should do before the person get into like active training. That's on one side. On the other hand, like let's say you have now started training. There are certain principles that we call principle of overload. Where you are loading yourself. Now, there's something called progressive overload. Progressive overload simply means that you are lifting, say for example, you're lifting 10 kg. You want to progressively, because you want to increase in strength, you want to progressively lift 10 kg, maybe 11 kg, maybe 12 kg, maybe 15 kg. Now, what you can do is that, okay, I want to do 10 reps. I want to do 4 sets. If I'm doing 4 sets of this particular program, I want to be able to progress my weight, and that means that, so let's say, for example, I'm doing 10 reps for 10 kg.
Okay.
If I'm going to do 12 kg, the principle of progressive overload states that you should lift that 10, you should lift that 12 kg, right? Try to do that 12 kg with that amount of that reps. So if you can do 10 reps, fine. That means you're getting stronger. If you get to maybe 15 kg and you can't lift, try and lift what you can lift and note it down. That this is what I was able to lift. So that way, next time when you're coming into that program, you know that, last time I was able to do 5 reps of 15 kg. That's what progressive overload is about, is you loading yourself gradually, because that way your strength is increasing as you go. Because I'm sure that 10 kg that if you consistently lift 10 kg for 1 month, by next month, I'm very sure that you are lifting it right. You should be able to lift 12 kg. You should start to progress 15 kg over time, right? There are principles like that. Now, principle of progressive overload protects you from overdoing the workout. It progresses you. It helps you. Now, there are also principles around guarding your body when you're training. So, for example, having wrist guards, having what's it called now? Having waist belts that helps you guard your spine when you're lifting or you're doing deadlifts, because you have tendencies to ego train. A lot of people have tendencies to ego train. There's what we call ego training, which means that I want to show that I can carry this thing.
Everybody can
see me because it's in the gym and I'm going to lift that, and you are not protecting yourself. You're not guide. Nobody should actually ego train, and no trainer should overload you. There are days where somebody who is strong enough, like you said, there are life-changing injuries that you can have. Somebody was telling me in the gym the other day that one of the reasons why she stopped doing deadlift is because she saw a guy do deadlift, and a very strong guy, masculine, strong, muscular guy in the same gym lifted I don't want to mention the plate, because some people say that it's this particular plate that can keep people. No, your body can carry some of these things. He lifted this weight and the person snapped their back and broke his spine. Today he's on the wheelchair. She said she was scarred for life. Nobody can tell her to do deadlift. No trainer. In fact, she said she has changed trainers because the trainer said do deadlift. And even though the weight I was able to carry was small weight, she said I'm not doing it. But because the trainer was like, I do it now, why are you disobeying me? Not knowing that something has scarred her. You get what I'm saying? So protect yourself. Very important. You have to protect yourself. There are risks around, you overtraining. I give another example. When you say, for example, you're doing cardio and you're always running. When you do those things, try as much as possible to also listen to your body. There are days where your body doesn't want that training. And I know what I'm talking about. Even me as a trainer, I know my body. There are days where, like, I give you an example. Yeah, last week we used to do this particular training at the gym. I went for IROX earlier this year. No, mid this year. IROX in Cape Town. And IROX is a new CrossFit. I don't know if you know CrossFit Games. IROX is like a new CrossFit. It's basically cardio based. You're running, but you're also lifting weight. It's like mixed, cardio strength. And you're doing all of that, within a particular time, and so we did it, and it was a shocker to my body. I had a good time, but it was a shocker that I need to push myself more and all of that. Now we came back, we started doing some trainings, to get ourselves fit for IROC. One way again, now we want to do it in London, we want to do it in different places because they do it in different places, different countries, and it's like fitness tourism for people that are in fitness space. What excites us is different from what we excite other people, right? So that we're excited about space and want to do more of it. So we started doing the training So I brought some of those trainings back to Nigeria, and we're doing it with some of our friends and everything. Now, last week, I felt like I'm not interested in this training this week because my body was asking me for a particular type of rest. Not the type of rest that I was going to sleep, but like a type of rest from that type of training. And guess what? I listened. Now, because I remember that when my body asked me for that type of rest, I pulled my hamstring and I did not listen. I didn't listen to my body. I pulled my hamstring. And that hamstring that I pulled led to myriads of other things that I had to go to the hospital. Me that I haven't visited the hospital for long. So you see what I'm saying? That's me, a trainer. So I'm saying that there are risks and you must protect yourself. There are days, I'm not saying the lazy type, there are days where your body is asking for a particular type of rest. And you will know. I'm telling you, you will know. Everybody that had heart attack knew that they were going to have it. Nobody can tell me they did not know. I'm telling you today. They started sweating uncontrollably because they are based, I'm telling you, I had to go and research it. There are steps to getting heart attack. I'm telling you, you have to have crossed at least 4 steps to getting heart attack. First, shortness. Before you even start to have shortness of breath, there is already profuse sweating. That you're sweating. You'll be wondering why am I sweating like this? There's that. There's also weakness from the inside. There's a tiredness that comes from the inside that almost want to make you feel like that almost make you feel nauseous. Like you want to drop. You're feeling like you're not. There's that. Before getting to the point of where you are breathing in a certain way that is not normal. Then before you now have the cardiac arrest. Even before you have cardiac arrest, there's also the one of chest pain. You start to feel chest pain. Or chest pain that you don't feel before. So there are stages. People just ignore those things. So even before you get your back get pulled, or before you do certain things, certain injuries that you have during training or whatever, what's it called now? There are signs that you have, and that's the risk of training. That's one risk. Now there are other risks too. The risk of fake people, fake trainers, fake fitness facilities, fake wellness facilities. Please check. And I will give an example. You go into a gym and there is no examination as to, why are you here? Have you ever trained? Nobody's asking you the right questions. Nobody took you on a tour of the gym to tell you this is where the weight is, this is where this one is, this is where this one is, these are the classes we have here, these are our trainers, they are all certified. There's nobody saying all of that to you. Run from that gym, don't stay there, run. The same thing for your wellness place. There are cases of people have said certain stories around that are going to go and get a massage, because gym is not just, wellness is not just gym. There's also the aesthetic people too. There's also the people that do massage. There are people that do who get violated in places like that. Man and woman alike. Right? So you want to, there's a risk of that. You want to check reviews, you want to validate those places, you want to ask questions. Who are the people that have used this place before? Is it good? Is it safe? Right? Is the gym also safe? Is this place safe? Are the trainers there sick? Are they safe? Can they train, with somebody? Do you get? Because we've heard stories of somebody saying things like all fitness trainers are all perverse people and all of that. It's a lie. Verify. Not all fitness trainers are. Yeah, and guess what? It's the bad eggs that you will hear that. Because in every industry there are bad eggs, obviously. You've heard of cases of gynecologists, molesting their clients, right? The same way in any industry there are bad eggs, but you can verify and there are people that understand the ethics of the job. There are ethics of these things. You can't date your clients. There are lots of ethics in this space. You can't be dating your clients. You can't do when you start to get to that point, you have to change. You can't train that client anymore. There are a lot of principles around these things. That's human risk, right? Which is very important, and company risk too. Which facility are you going into that that can pose risk to your health and to your wellness and to your fitness itself. And I also always advise that there's also community risk. Community risk, yes. don't go into community where we are not all, they say not all that are of Israel are of Israel. That is, all of us can say we are all in this space now. But there are certain people that are in that space that want the downfall of that space, which means that they want to do certain things to you, they want to steal from you, because see, fitness is a leveler, gym is a leveler. You can meet the banking, MDCU, whatever in the gym, right? And I believe that the next world order in terms of like how you meet people, how what's it called? This is going to be is that community. It has to be community. Anything you're doing has to be community based. You can sell anything in the community, which is why I love where I work out. I love the community. It's a matter of, if you tell them jump, it's a matter of how they love us, they respect us so much in that community. So what I'm saying is that, like, watch out for people that are in that community, not for the purpose of the community. They are in there for their own whatever ulterior motive that they, watch out for those things. Those are community. Watch out for, some of these things. And I think that's about it in terms of the risk that, aside from what we have spoken about, verify the trainer that's training you. As in, do your in-depth search of who is this person, right? And then the training that you also do, please do not ego train. Nobody is your competition. You are your own competition. You want to beat yourself every time you go to the gym. I did 10 kg yesterday, or I did 10 steps yesterday. I want to do 11 today. And progressively do it. Don't jump from 10 kg to say 50 kg. No, calm down.
My own principle, because I train alone most of the time.
Yeah.
One of the principles I have is that anything that puts the weight above me, I need to be. It cannot be more than my body weight.
Exactly.
Like if I want to do chest press, I will never do more than
your body weight. Yeah.
I can lift as many as I want. I need to be able to take it off me if there's any.
Very important.
If I'm doing squats, I would rather do 35 squats
with lighter weight
than go into, can I carry so and so
and break your back.
I've gone. I think my squat PR was about, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 150, 160 kgs thereabout.
That's very good.
I think at the end of the day, I think between 140 and 160, something like that.
That's good. That's very good.
But I've tested all those lines, and I'm like, I would rather just. If I have somebody beside
me,
I can.
You can
say,
try.
Okay, let me. Even the people that hurt themselves, there are a lot of people around them.
Yes.
You would have snapped that neck.
Yeah, before somebody
carried the weight away.
Let's go. You are good.
They say you can do it. The guy is doing it and hand like this. Your neck will break before between you.
Yes, sir.
You are saying let's go. Go where?
Angola.
If they don't know me. Me, I'll tell you. I'm not going.
No,
be going your way. All this because even deadlifts. I remember when I was doing this PR, I think it was about 230 there. I was sick. It was so heavy, and I was like, when I dropped it, I was like, oh no.
Man, be careful.
Never.
Exactly.
Like, I've done some crazy PR, that I'm like, so what is the purpose?
What's the purpose of this thing?
I can't do it another day. I'm literally just, so my own is, if the weight is above my head, or it requires me, like if I don't know if that is negative or positive, anything that requires me go this way.
Yeah.
I don't do
too much
of it. I need to do more reps, less.
Exactly.
Anything that requires me using my back, I don't pull too much of it. But if it is, maybe something like, let's say leg extension. I know that the weight is in front of me. Don't worry. Put 900 kg. We'll be doing it like that, enjoying ourselves. But those ones.
Exactly.
But or call, I can those ones
I can see them.
I can see it. If it's too heavy, I go drop them.
Drop them now.
You don't pass that one. But so that's just my own principle.
Yeah.
But I've seen, there was a day I saw a guy. That guy put a barbell with what's it called? I think about 60 kg, and he put it on his shoulder. He was walking around the gym back and forth. And I was like, just let's make a scenario. I had to tell him, besides the fact that you want to kill yourself, so let's say you can carry it. Let's make a scenario. You say, it's too heavy.
I want to drop it.
You throw the weight away. We're all here standing on our own. Do you know the damage you could cause?
Yes, now.
The point is, another reason I stopped, I used to have this complaint from I mean, one of the biggest factor is gym safety.
Yes, now.
I feel, I was telling, you see people, one day a guy was doing, so I was stretching and somebody was doing kettlebell swings somewhere. And I'm like, okay, so let's make a scenario. Me, I have this OCD for those sort of things. Let's make a scenario. This guy sleeps. I am here with my head on the floor, throws the weight away to save himself. So we don't care about those things. The gym, as far as I'm concerned, is the assumption that everybody is holding on to their weight.
Yeah. No,
and for me,
nothing like that.
I'm like, Joe, you see that wahala you're carrying? You need to carry yourself.
Yeah.
Be there. Let me be here.
Exactly.
I am that paranoid about these things.
Yeah.
Because people have this, you've been now wait, now carry on. I know they do more, just do. If you don't want to do, enjoy yourself. If you want to do beyond yourself, pack yourself to one corner. No, honestly, if
nobody do
a bouncing weight on your leg alone is gone.
Can just be.
So we say, no. You see people pack weight and just. I've seen like 320 kg plates on the barbell left hanging.
That what happened? Why?
And I'm like, okay. So when you brought it there,
why remove that thing?
Did you not realize that it needs to be removed? But this guy is just he's hanging now. I'm like, because I've often learned when people tell me the worst thing you can tell me in my life. Once you tell me nothing will happen, let's go. I carry my shoe and I run.
In fact, maybe at that time something will happen.
I didn't want to know if anything happened. I just carry my shoe and I say, when it happens, this one will be saying, that's not the way I thought about it.
I'm not going to be here.
Excuse would come follow. Oh, I thought we had it figured out.
You go what?
Because, and for me, because one of the things I started realizing was that a lot of us spend so much time thinking we are invincible. Like, nothing can touch us.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that really have become very aware of the principle of exit in my life. My book is Enter, Perform, Exit. No matter what you do, you always end. No matter what. You think the world gets you now? It will end.
Enter, perform, exit.
Yeah. You think, because before Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, there was De Lima, there was Pele, there was everybody. You would pass and the world would forget. And I always like to use this thing. When I was going to, my dad died. We're going to bury him. And while we're going to Ijebu, I was just looking outside the window and I saw a wedding convoy going the other way. We were going to bury my dad. Like this. People are going to do. And to those guys, is their happiest moment. To me, it was one of the saddest moments of my life. And we're crossing without being unaware of each other. Some things in life there. Exactly. None of us is in. You are susceptible to as much risk as everybody else.
Yeah.
When you say, "Oh, that guy is just an idiot," no, he's not. He thought he had it figured out.
Yeah.
Nobody went into carrying that lift of 600 kg thinking they were going to bring it back. They went in and Olympics. People go Olympics.
Now
they've said the way to you. The weight you will carry in the next Olympics.
They've already
told you now.
Yes, now.
You can be practicing that weight like this and say, okay, I can. You know that you get to the Olympics, I'll give you the 60 kg.
You can't carry it.
And the guy is like,
drops it.
And he's like,
boy, I'll carry this thing too.
No human being went into a fight thinking they are going to lose. Everybody believes
me. We're going to win.
So that humility is extremely important in understanding risk. And I feel it's one of those factors that for me is quite important to see. Yeah. But before we even close, one of the things I want to ask. So what was really your own inspiration? What led you to this route?
This can be very cliche, but it is the truth. I'm telling you. I believe that God brought me into this path. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So I started out secondary school, I was a very smart kid in secondary. I went for a public school, by the way. When I mean public school, not just public school.
No, maybe I went to a public, super public school. You cannot be more public than the one I went to.
Community secondary school, old works. Yeah, you can't even know the name.
Okay, I went to a Awori Anglican primary school. Beside me is community secondary school, Ipaja.
You know.
So school that they will be carrying, NS2 will be carrying stick like this.
Exactly.
So, yeah, let me see.
That's it. So I went to very public school. I mean, obviously we started out as private school students, but as money no, obviously take off. Obviously had to do it by myself. You know, that's an emotional story.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good. You know, I think I wouldn't have turned out this way if we had a lot of money. If my father had a lot of money. If we had a lot of money at that time, maybe I would have been a crazy person. Maybe I would have been smoking up and down the street and just
maybe not.
Maybe well, you never know. I'm just saying, maybe. You know. Maybe not actually because my mother was a disciplinarian. Anyways. So I thought I was a very science student, very brilliant, chemistry, physics, I smashed these things in school. My secondary school, by the way, we were 5 people that 500 people, maybe like 200-300 people wrote WAEC, with 5 people passed.
5?
And just 5.
You didn't go to class?
I love class.
I don't know why that thing is like
it's a thing. I'm telling you.
Very few people passed it, so it's hard. Okay,
very few that passed. That's the truth. My set. Maybe I don't know, maybe 5 that I can count.
Wow.
And it's what I know then. So I don't pass. Anyways, got into uni. I wanted to do chemical engineering in school because I was really smart in chemistry. I was very good at chemistry. So I got into I wrote long story short, Unilag gave me. I wanted to do chemistry.
You gave Unilag
Unilag gave me human kinetics. Now, my lesson teacher then, John Genius Camp, I used to go to Unrealistic or Genius Camp. Excuse me, he told me that I don't stay back home because I used to teach because I had to sustain myself. You know, I was teaching tutorial centers. I would go and teach in the I was teaching in tutorial centers, and I would go to my own jam class in the morning. Then in the evening, I'll go and teach tutorial center, and I'll walk all the way home, very far. You know, all of that was happening at the same time. So he told me that I feel like you should go to school. Maybe when you're now inside, you can now come back and you can do a jam again, but be inside first. You know, you're young, you can still change anything inside and all of that. So I agreed because I know people that have done jam the first time they passed and they gave them because they didn't do it. They were home for 7 years. Wow. They kept doing it for 7 years. I know. So by virtue of that view and the mentor said, no, let me go. So I went in. And fortunately for me, I got into University of Lagos. And I entered Sports Center. When I entered Sports Center, I saw somebody, his name is Benefit, by the way. He's still in the fitness industry right now. I saw him doing aerobics inside the Sports Center. So I like that because I was a very active person. Even while I was a brilliant kid, I was always playing ball. So I just remember my mother, they say, don't play ball. I said, I don't play. This day, they go beat me tired. I was still good job. So I liked what he was doing, and then I said, okay, I'll just be coming to come and do the class, do the workout with them. I'll just come and just join the class or whatever. So my second semester, I wanted to do the jam again, but something just told me not to do it. Let me just do this because I like it now. It's fun. Just be doing it. It's fun. And back on campus, back in my lesson, my lesson teacher gave us a book called You Can Win. And what that book spoke about was you can literally win anywhere you are. Because not my lesson, they used to make us read books. Your name was a book lover. Anywhere you go to see books everywhere. And if you borrow his book, you can't read this book like this. So you can't open it like this. You have to read it. As you open
so that it doesn't break out.
He will tell you to open it like this. Because he reads his own book like that too.
So it's designed to protect the spine.
Yes. That book must not fall off because his books are still the same the way he bought them. Anyway, so I read that book. That book says you can win. And you can win in any industry. Pick this one, you can win there. Whatever you do, just make sure that you win in that space. So while I was doing that course, I was like, maybe that's why I read that book. Let me just think. So I stayed back. And I remember going to go and meet one of the lecturers in the school that I told him that I want to change this course. The man told me, if you fail in life doing this course, he told me, so come back to my office and tell me that I'm a bastard. He told me that. He was so confident to say it. I looked at him. I can't forget his name, Dr. Ogunfemore. And, you know, I decided to stay. I started doing the course. By year 2, first semester, I became like a fitness trainer to some pretty lecturers' quarters in University of Lagos. And then I started, by year 3, I started training my VC's wife, Professor Shofulue. He's late now. I started training his wife and the Women's Society, University of Lagos. So I became kind of popular on campus, you know, just training people, and I loved it. And I didn't have the only life I had was fellowship, training, library, back to my hostel. Like, that was my life. No party, nothing. That was all my life in uni. So when I left uni, I got it. That's how I got into. So I wanted to serve. They posted me to the north. Long story cut short, they found a way to drag me back to Lagos. I wanted to stay back in Kano. My mother told me, and that was the period where the bombing was really serious. My mother and they had just bombed Sabongeri when they posted me to Kano.
Oh wow!
Sabongeri is the market. It's like a market in Kano. My mother said, if you stay in Kano State, call me bastard. They said, just say, come back and say, if you let me know why. So she did everything she could. I don't know how she did it. Apparently, they wanted me to go to Ogun State. But wherever they gave it to me, mistakenly switched it. They put somebody's look, they put me in Lagos State. So I came to Lagos. I got a letter to be posted to one company, a medical healthcare company called GNC. So I started working there. I worked there for 6 years. But while I was doing it, I was still doing my fitness thing. So I had a full-blown 9-to-5 job. And I was going to a client's house in Lekki. I was living in Mafoluku every day. So I would leave my house at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I did that for about 7 years.
Wow.
6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Because I joined the company in 2017. I left there 2021. So I would go to the office. I would go to the house of my clients. Some of them in Banana, some of them in Lekki. I would go and train them. From like 5:30, you know, do like 2 clients to 7:30. I'll make sure that my last client is in Ikoyi because my office is in Awolowo Road, off Awolowo Road. Okay. So I'll quickly go to Awolowo Road. So that I'll be doing the office. But I was a high achiever. I would do my work. I would do my work well, you know. My bosses liked me, everything. Like when I was leaving, all the companies that I've left, they fought, like, don't go, I beg you. So I had stayed in I knew that there was something for me in the fitness space, but there are certain roads I needed to pass. So I knew that fitness and wellness was God-given. It's not, I'm telling you, I found it's been ease for me in the fitness space. Yeah, the money is not so rewarding at the beginning, even as it is, but then I know that, you know, with the right amount of investment, with the right amount of connection and the people that you meet in the space, you can really scale, if you get what I mean. So that was where I think the passion came from God just putting me in the right places. And over time, I realized that I was made for the democratization of fitness and wellness in every way. And that's what gave birth to Tabata Fit Festival, which is like my fitness event that I've done is 6 years. We've done it for 6 years. Actually 7 years, but 6th edition happened this year. Our house is like thousands of people. This year we had 1,439 people. You know, all.
What space do you put those sort of people?
In the hall. We had it at the podium this year.
Podium, which one? Podium, that's
podium at TF Kuboye. Yeah,
interesting.
TF Kuboye.
Interesting. Is it that big?
It's massive.
Interesting.
It's massive. We had people, it was full to the brim. Providence Bank was our headline sponsor. And then for Ibadan, we had it Rev Life. I mean, we had a partnership with Rev. So we did the one in Ibadan. Over 1,800 people. And this all called ICC, International Conference Center. I had it there. Packed out people, you know. So that's what gave rise to it. The event is always free. You just get people to sponsor it. They say nothing is really free. You know, we paid for it. So for me, I feel like this is my life's work. I mean, there are other things that I do on the side. I always say I'm an executor. I also worked in the banking space. I just resigned from the bank actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I worked for 3 years. I worked in tech for a bank. I've worked as a software project manager for my bank. I worked as a product manager for a health tech company called Drew Health. So I literally just left the bank. I was managing backend API integrations for bank for FCMB.
Interesting.
For 3 years. And I just literally resigned. I left in October.
That's good.
I realized that this is
congratulations.
Thank you very much. So fitness. I know that this is my path to greatness. I know for sure.
So because let me share just a tiny bit of this thing. Because I feel one thing, and I want to take what that guy said about if you ever fail doing this course, come and call me a bastard. Me, I always feel there's a narrative that success generally at anything means you're making more money on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
It's not actually.
I can tell you.
It's not.
It's me. I can tell anybody it is not.
Mm-hmm.
And why? I've worked with companies that make multi-billion dollars in some cases. And they're still trying to look for growth. So are they successful? If they are successful, why are they finding more? I've worked with companies with little. They are still trying to look for growth. So there's a trajectory we've created that everyone is looking for additional every time. So like, okay, can I get more? Can I get more? Can I get more? Don't get me wrong, so. But this idea of life is the progression of life is about how much you can afford to spend, because that's what more money means.
Yeah, that's what money.
Most people that if you are not spending it, so it's actually false. I think the most important thing for me, I found this to be extremely. I have zero stress in my entire life. I tell people I've been working for. This is my 20-something years now. I've never had a case of, and I work high intensity jobs. Like in my line of work, everybody has high blood pressure. I am the only one that is
calm.
And they asked me why. I said, because the day I stop enjoying it,
I'm going.
I move off. And the point is, what is more important? The beauty of everything is in knowing that what you stand for puts a smile on some people's face. Now, I used to run a business, and this is like a live example. One day, it's flag football. We do it, and we thought we were successful. Like I felt it was a great stuff, but there was always this problem with the team owners. Every time, so they just come, no, we should be the one running the league, so and so. And I said, well, I can't be investing in the company and hand it over to you now. It's not possible. But they kept going. So there was always one reason to fight or the other. So one day,